classic. We are back! We are back! We are getting Doug back!
And we're the three best friends that anybody can have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone can have. And we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other. We're the best three friends that anybody can have. I mean the three best friends that anybody can have. That's right, the three best friends.
We're the three best friends that anybody can have, and we're the three best friends that anybody can have, and we'll never leave each other. This is the best class anybody could have. This is the best class that anybody can have, and we'll never leave each other. Cookies. Anyways, all right. We are on Medieval Life. Video 3, and we should be on, let's see here, we should be on slide 8 for our PowerPoint, so make sure you, again, get that slide pulled up, and you kind of follow along there, but more importantly, make sure you are on Roman numeral 3 as I read through this and you're annotating. The manorial system. The wealth of a feudal lord came from the labor of the peasants who lived on who lived on and worked the lord's land. By the Middle Ages, economic life across Europe centered around a system of agricultural production called manorialism. Before you move on, please define agricultural and manorialism. And basically what they're saying there is the Lord was kind of one of the main men, kind of like me, and all the peasants around him actually worked the land for him, and the Lord would offer some kind of protection. So moving on to, well, define agricultural and manorialism. The next letter B, in return for the Lord's protection, peasants provided various services to the Lord, including farming the Lord's land and making various payments of goods. Before you move on, off to the side here, again, you should have defined agricultural and manorialism, so if you haven't done that, pause it and do it. After that, the next thing I'd like for you to do, would you rather be a serf or a lord? Just kind of think about the two responsibilities. You know, being a lord necessarily wouldn't all be that great either, because everyone's trying to maybe take your position. And a serf wouldn't be all that good either because of their responsibility. So think about the two words and definitions, and then tell me, would you rather be a serf or a lord? Letter C, most peasants were serfs, people who were bound to the manor and could not leave it without permission. I want you to define serf. What is a serf? That might help you answer the question before. If you want to change it, go ahead. Letter D. A number of agricultural improvements gradually boosted productivity and eased the threat of famine, including the development of heavier type of plow and the development of higher yield planting rotations. So right around this medieval time, they came up with a lot of different improvements in farming. So what I'd like for you to do before you turn the page is look up improvements to farming in the Middle Ages. What were 3 improvements that were made? So right down here, go ahead and Google, what were 3 improvements during the Middle Ages that were improved when it comes to farming? Make sure you get that done. Then turn the page. You have page 4, Roman numeral 4, peasant life. Poverty and hardship characterized peasant life. Famine, disease, and warfare were constant dangers. And that's why these serfs went and sought the protection of lords, because at least they were, had a stable life. Letter B, although the manorial system lacked freedom and opportunity for most people, it did create a stable and secure way of life during a violent and uncertain time. You should have all kinds of words there highlighted, underlined. Don't forget to annotate. All right, for the lesson 2 review, If you turn your PowerPoint to slide 11, you can define those words very quickly. Then if you move on, 4 and 5, briefly describe the mutually beneficial agreement. That was feudalism. What was the agreement between? What two groups of people, and what did they each offer one another? What did the Lord get out of it? What did the serf get out of it? Those are the things you should answer. Why were castles necessary in medieval Europe? So think about the wars that were going on, the protection around the castles, and kind of go back through your reading here and tell me why were castles necessary during this time. 7 and 8, compare the rights of noble man to a noble woman. Feel free to look that up on Google or throughout your reading. And again, this is during the Middle Ages. 9 and 10, name and describe some agricultural improvements that took place during the medieval period. Describe how they were improved. On the previous page, you were supposed to come up with 3 improvements, so that should help guide that answer there. That was a lot. I would definitely pause it now. Just kidding. I was just being quiet there. How many of you actually went to turn up right down here? You went, what's wrong with this? Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. Cookies. All right, on page 5, we have a note summary, picture it, and then at the bottom there for the unit exam, I should know. I don't think there were a lot of green boxes, but if there was, make sure that you have put those definitions there. Now, on the note summary area, here are the instructions. If you don't get them all, rewind the video and listen to it, okay? Look up pictures of what a manorial system looks like. Then pretend you are the Lord and you could create a manorial system. Draw a picture of what yours would look like. Be sure to include the Lord's house, your house, a peasant's house or peasants' houses, because you would have more than one, gardens, where would you grow corn, wheat, those types of things, a water body of some type, a lake, a river, creek, and then the village church. So right in that area, you can do it 2D, 3D, just it kind of depends on which one you choose for when you Google it. So if you just Google manorial system images, you should come up with all that. So pause, go ahead and get that done. Once you have finished that, over here on the picture it, I want you to find a graphic organizer of the order of the power of the feudal system. So we talked about the feudal system. We have, kings, lords, peasants, serfs. What is the order of the feudal system? If you go onto Google and put in the feudal system and then you go to images, you'll have all kinds of different ones. So I just want you to copy one of those down here on the picture it. And the final question I want you to answer after you completed that graphic organizer is, where do you think you would have fit in on that graphic organizer? And if you don't have enough room over here on the picture it, see how I drew this arrow down? You'd have plenty of room down here to answer, where do you think you would have fit in? All right, so I think that's about it. We're the best class that anybody could have. We're the best class that anybody can have, and we'll never leave each other.